Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to Richmond Raceway, where we're live tonight with the Kickass Beef Jerky Sunday Series live right here on the Sim Racing Network in Sim500 competition. Alongside John Mushton, I am Ben Kilcrease, and getting the picture that you see tonight, Aaron Grosskopf down in the production van. And here we go, John. The lights start to flicker on here at Richmond Raceway, and we're getting set to go short tracking under the lights here tonight in race number 8. It has been an exciting season so far in the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Sunday Series here in Sim500 competition, but it's been dominated by, well, we'll call them the Big Three. NASCAR has the Big Three. Well, this Sunday Series does as well. Daniel Falkingham, Byron Daly, and Steph Marinac. Is anybody going to be able to knock those three off their high horse tonight and maybe snag one here at the short track?
Doubt it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be negative, but especially Falkingham, Ben, you touched on. He's been on a tear these last few weeks. And honestly, he probably should have won maybe one or two more that he didn't pick up just because of bad luck. But, yeah, Falkingham, the other guy that you mentioned, I'm having a brain cramp right now. But
Daly and Marinac.
Thank you. That's what I'm. Marinac was he's the one that stumped me. Daly was right there, but Marinac stumped me. But those three have been strong. But really, Falkingham is on a podium all by himself right now. Ben, for anybody that's been out there watching, he's just been tearing it up on all kinds of tracks, not just the mile and a half, but the short ones and the big 2 milers too. But this is Richmond, buddy. This is like one of my favorite tracks. I used to live like 10 minutes from this track in real life, and I've been down on that track in a race car and late model stock cars, and it's one of my favorite tracks.
It's going to be a fun one tonight. Big storyline, though. One of the Big Three, Steph Marinac, is not yet connected to the server as far as I can tell. So we'll keep an eye on that and let you know if any developments come from that story. But as of right now, the Big Three now down to the Big Two tonight. And speaking of one of those Big Two, Daniel Falkingham leads the championship standings heading into tonight. Steph Marinac, 27 points out of the lead in second. Dwayne Vincent sits third. Chad Coleman 4th, Justin Fuller 5th, Scott Simley 6th. Then it's Hightower, Daly Comstock, and Tommy Ryan rounding out the top 10. You can find that full list of championship standings, sim500.com. And, John, championship points aren't crucial right now as long as you're safely inside the chase cutoff. And we'll start talking about the chase cutoff as we approach the beginning of the chase. But for those guys in the top 5 or so, just, top 15, top 20s even would consistently get them into the chase. So they're pretty comfortable up there, at least for the time being.
Absolutely. But, and we said this last week and the week before that. Yeah, sorry about that. The points, like you said, they don't really matter too much right now, but you don't want to let somebody get so far out ahead of you as far as making that cutoff goes. So you still got to kind of keep your eye on that and make sure that, if you are one of those guys on the outside looking in, you don't let that guy that's inside looking out get too far ahead of you in the points.
Absolutely. And with that being said, it's now time to run you through tonight's starting lineup. Inside of row number 1, he set quick time with a 20.695. That's the number 39 of Daniel Falkingham. To his outside, it'll be Justin Fuller in the 51.
Inside row 3, Byron Daly in 06, another one we've talked about being very strong these last couple of weeks. To his outside, Dwight Beverly in the 16.
David Comstock, a good valiant qualifying effort there for the 42. He'll roll off 5th, and Jordan Hightower will be outside in the 22. He rolls off 6th.
Donnie Lee in that 18 starts inside row 4, somebody we haven't really talked about a whole lot. Another one outside of him, Mike Grandy, he's another one, Ben, kind of a newcomer to the top 10 in qualifying.
Absolutely. And then you have Chad Coleman in the 20 and Brian Macklin going to round out the top 10 as the rest of the field sort of going to scroll across the bottom of your screen as we get set to go racing here under the lights. The sun setting quickly here in Richmond, Virginia. And we talked about it in pre-race, John. This race could turn out to be one of those beat 'em up, bang 'em up short track events that we're accustomed to here on the iRacing service. Or with these Sim500 guys, it could go green flag to flag. I don't think there's going to be an in-between. It's either going to be one or the other.
I'd have to agree with you on that, Ben. And I love these guys to death. You and I both race with them on another series, and we know that they're very talented for the most part. But this is Richmond, man. It's a short track that is known for bringing out tempers very quickly.
Well, we'll see who is able to keep those tempers in check over the course of the 150 lap event. As we get set to go racing here at Richmond Raceway, pace car working its way through turns number 3 and 4. I do believe we have two pace laps here, as we're having some technical difficulties behind the scenes, showing you the action on the track. So we'll work on that. Maybe switch some cameras up and see if we can't get those cars on the screen. So here we go, pace car nonetheless, getting set to go as the flash photography happening in the grandstands under the lights tonight here at Richmond International Raceway.
And the pace car is off, and we're going to give you a little bit of color by color as they try to figure that in the scenes back there, what's going on. I'm sorry for the viewers who can't see what the action is right now. Falkingham gets out to a great start going down through 1 and 2 and coming back through the back stretch now, coming back onto the front stretch. And I'll tell you what, we're still working on it, viewers. Just have some patience with us. We'll get this figured out real quick. Aaron's pretty sharp. He knows what he's doing down there. Just to let you know, though, Falkingham still has a pretty decent lead coming across the line for lap 2 right there. About 2-3 car lengths ahead of him, and they're kind of single file right now to the top 5. The first 2x2 fight we have is back here in 6th with the 51 car of Justin Fuller. And I'm sorry, no, that's not even Justin Fuller. That's a different car. Same sponsors. My apologies on that. That's what happens when you have guys that are all sponsored by the same sponsorship there and similar looking cars. Now we're single file back to about 8th. Not a whole lot of duking it out going on right now. Everybody's kind of taking their time. And for those of you who were watching, we're gonna try this one more time.
Yeah, so thank you for filling in there, John, while we work behind the scenes. We're doing sort of a radio style broadcast while we get everything rebooted
Watch
on the
out, Dave Moody.
simulator. Yeah, simulator side of things. You know, I talked with Steve Post a couple weeks back at Jerky
The
Speedway.
Postman.
So, yeah, he was also always an awesome guy to talk to. But nonetheless, like you mentioned, top 10 going to be tail to nose. Your leader out front right now for the time being going to be Daniel Falkingham. He's chased by one of those big 2 drivers in the field tonight, Byron Daly. Justin Fuller wants to make himself part of the big 4 in that 51. He sits 3rd. All the top 3 have about 6-7 car lengths separating them, and then you go back another 6 or 7 car lengths to David Comstock, and then he has about 3 car lengths over Jordan Hightower, who is chased right on the bumper of Donnie Leah. So Leah right on the bumper of the 22 of Hightower and to the front straightaway. That'll be a battle for the 5th position as they race to turn number 1. We're working lap 7 of 150 here at Richmond Raceway. So with that being said, we're still working on some technical issues. Perfect time for us to take a quick commercial break here early on. We'll be right back on the Sim Racing Network. Welcome back to Richmond Raceway. Still doing the radio style broadcast for the time being. We'll update you on some leaders getting into lap traffic. It was Casey Campbell as he was having some problems in the traffic. Jordan Hightower had a big slide over in 1 and 2 a couple laps ago. Still fighting the handling of the number 22 machine as he continues to fall back. He was sitting 5th before we went to commercial break. Now he sits 8th as they're 3 wide now with the lap traffic of Campbell, who is just all over the place. Looks like he's maybe doing like a driving test, swerving through some cones almost, as they're still 3 wide. There's some contact. The 73 of Campbell, the lap machine, up and into the wall, and he's still swerving down the straightaway trying to stay out of the way. And some close calls here early on as we work lap 17 of 150. Still working on getting you the picture back. Thanks for tuning in again right here on the Sim Racing Network as we provide you radio-style broadcast for the time being. Battle for second. Justin Fuller inside of Byron Daly. That'll be for the runner-up spot. He's got Comstock right on his rear bumper. Daniel Falkingham has a 1.8-second lead back Byron Daly, who is now fended off Justin Fuller, and they're back to fence post single file formation down into turn number 1 and 2. So Daly right down in front of Fuller. Fuller closes up real good in the center of the turns, almost puts the bumper to Daly, but then loses a little bit at the end of the straightaway. Comstock starting to try the middle to high groove down in 3 and 4, and it worked for him that time. He gains a little bit on Fuller down into turn number 1 and 2. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Still providing a radio broadcast as Fuller going to tag the wall, and that loosens him up, puts him back now behind David Comstock, who gets around him and moves himself up into the third and final podium position, at least for now, working lap 21 of 150 here at Richmond Raceway in the Kickass Beef Jerky Sunday Series.
Yeah, Fuller got a big chunk of that wall there, Ben, and he's got some right side damage. As I was saying, some right side damage there, Ben. But he's right back on the bumper of Comstock. Looks like he wants to get his little third spot back there. So we're still dealing with some problems here, folks, but we really appreciate your patience with us. And there goes Fuller once again, coming off of 2, slamming that outside wall pretty hard. He keeps that up. He's going to wind up knocking the balance of this car completely out of whack. In the meantime, our leader, Falkingham, has caught the back half of the field, and he's now going to start putting folks a lap down. And I am really impressed with the fact that he's pulled out to almost a 2-second lead there. Actually, he was up to about 2.1 just a couple laps ago, but again, he's catching some lap cars and some slower traffic on track right now. So that's making him slow down just a smidge. But once again, once he gets back out there in that clean air, he takes off. I'm telling you, Falkingham, folks, he's just on a tear these last few weeks. He is definitely one of the strongest cars, if not the strongest one we've seen in this Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series here on Sunday night. So while we continue, oh man, Fuller just about got into that lap car. Fred Thompson, the 46 there. Fuller's just he's just really all over the place right now. He's having a hard time controlling that race car. But while we continue to troubleshoot here in the background with our booth having some issues right now, folks, we'll continue troubleshooting that. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with some more of this radio call action, MRN style. Oh, and just as I say that, the 16 car comes off of 2, gets into that slower car, slides down. That's Dwight Beverly in the 16 car, gets a heavy contact on the inside wall on the back stretch there. But we do stay green, so I'm going to try this one more time. We're just going to take a really quick break, try some more troubleshooting, and hopefully when we get back, we'll have some pictures for you here, and we can stop with this MRN style broadcasting. Folks, you're listening to the Sim Racing Network here on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, whichever one you tuned into. We hope you'll join us when we come back. Thank you.